Hi, I'm Doreen Virtue, and before God saved me in 2017, I did not know him. In fact, that's one of the reasons that I gravitated toward so-called angels. It turned out they weren't angels of the Bible. They weren't God's angels. But like many people, I was seeking and looking for my spiritual path and the truth. And I gravitated towards something that was a false light. And unfortunately, demons masquerading as angels of light. So I went to seminary and spent 2.5 years full time earning a master's degree. And one of the primary aspects of my study was learning the attributes of God. And I found that the more that I knew God through his word, through his attributes, the more I could trust him. So in this free video course, I want to take you through a book I wrote to help other women to learn to trust God through learning the attributes. And it's called Trust in the Lord Guided Prayer Journal. This is a free course. You don't have to buy the book. I will be reading out of the book. And we're going to be going through the devotionals and reflection questions together with each video. And today we'll start with the devotional about why it's important to know God in order to trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Trusting God starts with knowing him. We all know Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6, which exhorts us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. We believe in God, yet deep down we still cling to control, follow our feelings, or look for answers in all the wrong places. Why? Because it's hard to fully trust someone we don't truly know. Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6 is one of the most quoted passages in the Bible, and for good reason. It calls us to trust God completely. It's rooted in who God is. The more that we get to know God's attributes, the easier it is to trust him. Many women try to follow their hearts as a way of finding peace, guidance, love, or purpose. Others turn to card readings, astrology, or what they call the universe for guidance. Yet none of these ways can ever give us truth. In fact, they lead us into deception. Only God is perfectly true and wise. When we understand his attributes, it becomes natural to trust him with our lives. That's what this devotional prayer journal is all about. Week by week, we will study one attribute of God. And as we do, our trust in him will grow because we'll know who God is. This is about knowing God in a way that changes how we live, how we love, and how we walk through both the calm and the storms of our life. The more clearly we see him, the more naturally we'll trust him. So let's begin this journey together, sister, to study and celebrate the amazing attributes of the three persons of God, the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The more that we learn about God, the more we learn to trust him with all of our heart. And our reflection question for this week is, in what areas of your life have you been leaning on your own understanding? And how could getting to know God better help you to trust him more? I want to thank you so much for joining me today for this devotional in the Trust in the Lord guided prayer book. Please join me for future videos where we will be going through devotionals, studying each of God's attributes and the practical application to our life. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.